Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The situation in Nagorno-Karabakh or Armenia-Azerbaijan, it's not over and is not going to be over until they become, I'm thinking Armenia will become an occupied country, either by Al Capone or by Russia through Azerbaijan or something. Yeah, it sounds crazy, stupid, however you want to call it, but let me make a point. We have in Armenia, we have a prime minister and an ambassador to London, to Great Britain. Those guys are on Al Capone's payroll. Just pay attention at what they state from time to time, which is actually right now. I'm going to show you the map so you know where Armenia and Azerbaijan are and how important those locations are for the war in Ukraine and especially for Russia. Not for the United States of America, not for Al Capone, but I have a few gut feelings that United States of America is very much involved and will be more involved in what's going on over there. Let me show you. First, I will show you this article and then I will get to a map. Sputnik. Unknown shooter fires at Russian Azerbaijani patrol in Karabakh. Defense Ministry. Unknown soldier. We don't know who he was. Paid? Crazy? Patriotic? I don't know. We're going to find out. Now, where is this located? So we have the Caucasus. So here is the Black Sea, just so you know, and here is the Caspian Sea. In between the two seas, this is this piece of land north of Turkey. Down here is Iran. This is Azerbaijan. This is Armenia. And this is where what used to be Nagorno-Karabakh, right here. Then you got Georgia, which is not stable. And here is Russia with some republics here, Chechnya, Dagestan, and so on. So here is where Putin solved the problem before in the Caucasus. And he claimed that the Americans stuck their nose over there and he called them terrorists, in that area when he had to intervene and on two Chechen wars, I think there were. And the second one was where Putin got involved and solved the problem, or at least calmed it down from Russians' perspective, I guess. So Armenia and Turkey, they don't are very friendly because of the that thing that they call genocide over there, the Armenian genocide. So they will not get any help from Turkey whatsoever. We have Iran, definitely not. Azerbaijan is the enemy. Georgia is the one in between. Georgia could jump into Al Capone's, could be activated by a phone call. Hey, you owe me. Okay, I need you to do me a favor. All right, so this is like that. And let me show you in the context of the Ukraine war. You see, that's the Black Sea right there by the Crimean Peninsula, the Black Sea. Now the Caucasus are, and I'm going to make it, it's where my beautiful face is. Okay, so let me do it differently, which I can do right now. So here is the Caucasus right here. This is a little piece of Georgia here. This right here is, if you want to call it Georgia, but I don't want people to get upset, Abkhazia, all right, right here. Abkhazia is a little bit, how do you call it, autonomous. So Abkhazia is over there, so you know where in the context where this is. I'm going to put again the map, and I'll put it like this. So you know where Ukraine war is, and if a war starts here or destabilize the situation in this area, you can understand how the Russians' back is open to be kissed. Okay? So here you have, this is Russia. Now, let's go back to the article and see what happened and then analyze. I have two articles. Actually, this is from the Russians and the other one is from the Brits. What's the name? The Telegraph. They don't lie because they're Telegraph. The Russian peacekeepers, hey, ta-da, have detected a ceasefire violation in Karabakh after an unknown person opened fire at a joint Russian-Azerbaijani patrol, the Defense Ministry said on Monday, adding that the incident did not result in any casualties. Once a ceasefire violation was recorded in the city of Stepanakert or Kankendi. Okay, an unknown person fired at a joint Russian-Azerbaijani patrol from a sniper weapon. There are no casualties. The command of the Russian peacekeeping contingent, together with representatives of the Azerbaijani side and Karabakh, is conducting an investigation into this fact, the ministry said. This sniper weapon reminds me of 2014 coup in Kiev. Snipers. There were snipers there. You know that? No? Okay, well, click. 2 or 3 clicks, that's all you need. Armenia says forces suffered casualties in border shooting by Azerbaijani troops. So these guys report something more than just a crazy guy with a sniper rifle. Armenia said its forces had suffered an unspecified number of casualties after Azerbaijani troops opened fire in a border region. And I'm quoting, there are casualties on the Armenian side in the wake of the fire by the Azerbaijani armed forces on the vehicle carrying food for the personnel of the Armenian positions. Armenia's defense ministry said. It added that border was calm as of 4 p.m. local time. So, what do you think will happen? United Nations is there in Nagorno-Karabakh after 30 years. They returned with some humanitarian aid. The US said it's going to help the Armenians. Just take these little talking points. One, about 100,000 Armenians left Nagorno-Karabakh and they moved into Armenia. That is, they say, ethnic moving, migrating. They will call it ethnic cleansing in no time. You'll see that one. And if we have ethnic cleansing, we have Kosovo. And if we have Kosovo, the policeman of this planet, self-appointed, Al Capone, will intervene with his weasels. They did it in Yugoslavia/Serbia, and they will do it again for the good. So you have to agree with that, because you're a good person. You support good, you're a good person. You support bad, you're a bad person. Clear? Like toddlers. Hey, this is good, this is bad. No in between. Why? Because you have to control the kid. Anyway, my friend, so that's one thing. The Americans, before all this thing in Nagorno-Karabakh that happened a few weeks ago, and Azerbaijani entered and cleared the house. Unfortunately, people died. I hope they stop, but I have no control over that. The Americans conducted some military exercises in peacekeeping missions in Armenia. About 88 or 90 American soldiers were over there. Soldiers, I don't know exactly what kind of personnel were over there. So they already put their little claw in there. And after one claw, another one, and then the other hand, and come closer, and then it's going to dictate. Now, I don't think I have to show you a map where Al Capone resides, in Chicago. Chicago, it's about, I would say, 10,000 kilometers away from Nagorno-Karabakh, but that is a, how they call it, national security threat for the United States of America. You can't make shit up. Their nose is stuck in everybody's ass, very deep, and then it starts hurting because it blows. Anyway, what will happen? The Americans would love to see Georgia and Armenia start a crazy shit over there. Would love. And they will we have to intervene through the Black Sea. We're going to come to the Black Sea, through Bosphorus, Dardanelles, Bosphorus, and we come in. After we come in, we're going to help through the Black Sea. Therefore, our navies, ours and our lapdog UK, Royal Navy, will be over there to bring humanitarian aid. And, if it's ethnic cleansing, we have to intervene. But how do we know it's ethnic cleansing? Did you see those pictures? Well, I don't want to make it sound or look funny or trivial. These guys are playing with nations. They played with Iraq. They fucked it up. They played with Afghanistan. They fucked it up. Libya, Syria, Yugoslavia. How many times? How many times more? How many more times do you need? As a bad guy said, can't you see that everything what Al Capone touches turns into ruin? I gave you a few examples. Now, if you think that all those examples are beautiful success stories, economic, human rights, and everything, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I'm trying, my friends. I'm trying. I hope that Armenia will be Armenia. I hope independent and free, sovereign. I hope that Azerbaijan, the same thing. Georgia, the same thing. Their own countries free, and they're just, negotiate, and they do business, and they have good lives, and that's it, without intervention, without killings and so on. But the problem is, when I noticed, that's a lot of, during my little short life that I lived so far, I noticed that usually is outside influence that creates problems between the neighbors. The neighbors who live with one another for a long time, maybe if they sit down like the Koreans, they could come to a common denominator. But the problem, you have other actors' interests in the region, and they keep the fire burning. And then you have those guys with woodchuck and nuclear weapons, the other guys ready to bomb Pyongyang, nuclear submarine shows up over there, those guys send missiles over Japan. Do you think that those guys cannot figure things out? I think they can. But sometimes and that's why we have the United Nations, so-called United Nations. They should solve it through it. Because you have interests and you have veto power, those little countries in a Security Council, then things can be just stopped. Both sides, all sides, not only, the Russians, the Americans, the Chinese. No, they all have interest. So I hope nothing starts over there, but I have a 98%. I think that something worse than it is already will. That's not going to stop. It's peace. No, it's either Russia together with Azerbaijan will invade and will keep the peace over there, and that would be a signal for Georgia to stay down. We're going to queue up. Or the Americans will do the other scenario that I said, coming and helping and keep showing up, because they always show up to help with their nose. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.